Viewers, you're welcome to your darling station, The Living Television. Today we are at it again on your favorite program, Issues of the Moment. In today's Issues of the Moment, we are going to look at the UKWA, not just the UKWA, the adoption by the Elders Council of UKWA. And we have a person here in our studio who is a leader who started from the scratch, from the local government, the top tier of government, has been in the local government as a secretary, House of Assembly member, and also in the Federal House of Representatives, an all-rounder in terms of politics. And very soon, because a snake seen by one person has always been a python, you will see him and hear directly from him. In today's segment of Issues of the Moment, we are going to have two segments. After him, as our special guest, we are going to go into our program with our usual discussions after now. So I want you to stay tuned and keep watching Living TV as we go ahead. Honorable, you're welcome to Living TV.
Thank you, Living TV.
Sir, our viewers want to know who you are, sir.
Our people say that when a short man is fully described, he is easily identified.
That's true.
My names are Right Honorable Ozo Azobike. Like you said, former member that represented Aba Central State Constituency in the Abia State House of Assembly, where it pleased God and my colleagues that I rose to the rank of Deputy Speaker of that House. From there, I became member representing Aba North and Aba South Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, where I chaired one of the four special committees of that House, the Committee on Public Petitions. Before going to the House of Assembly, I was a councillor that represented Omonan Sulu Ward in Isialangwa North local government, after which I became secretary to Aba North local government. I'm a native of Umule, Umosun Sulu, in Isialangwa North local government area. I am a member of the People's Democratic Party in Umola Ward of Aba North local government area. I am married. I have 4 beautiful children.
Okay, before this political experience and leadership, you were somewhere, sir.
Professionally,
yeah.
I am a lawyer, a legal practitioner. I have my offices at number 175 Jubilee Road, the Shekinah Chambers, and later I established the Due Law Consult in Abuja.
Okay, sir. Today, as the name goes, we have what is generally called UKWA. And this UKWA, we are meant to understand, is about 9 geopolitical local governments out of the 17 in Abia State. And for some time, if not for this election that brought UKWA into power, the Ingwas have never tested that government seat as a governor before. And today, they are there. And while UKWA is planning to hand over or to leave that office to somewhere else, there have been this question of equity, and that the thing is supposed to go over to the old Bende. While the Nsuko Handese, not just Nsuko Handese Okwangwa, but the Elders Council, that is also men of timber and caliber coming together from the 9 geopolitical local government, selecting a particular person from the same UKWA houses. And some other group. There are only 2 blocks in Aba before now. We have the old Bende and we now have the UKWA. And now the other group are saying that the equity has not fared well with what is happening. And as an Abian, a complete one who has also been in politics, What is your take on that?
My first reaction is to define equity itself,
Okay.
which is fairness, which is justice, which is doing unto others as you want them to do unto you, which is sharing with your brothers, treating equals equally and unequals unequally. In that sense, you rightly said, first you look at the state called Abia. We have two Abias. We had the first Abia that was proposed by late Michael Opara, Dr. M.A.O. Abara, and all the rest of them, who scripted what was called the Abia Charter of Equity. And that Abia was a bigger Abia beyond what we have today, extending to most part of Ebonyi State. And later the military created the other Abia, which is the Abia we have, which is the Abia realized. That Abia was created by fiat of the military and had no charter at all. So that the Charter of Equity of Abia, which some people refer to, cannot geographically be applied to the present Abia. The only constant in it is that in that Abia, there was this Aba division, which still remains what it is. And there was this Old Bende division. And then the Old Bende then division extended to the part of Ebonyi. So the Old Bende itself has been cut almost into half and remains part of the other part of Abia today. This area remains 9 local governments of the Kwangwa people, which are 2 ethnic nationalities, the Kwa people and the Ngwa people. The Kwa made of the Ndoke Biasa, then the Ngwa people who are the Ngwa people, the largest homogeneous entity in the entire Igbo land. There is no other entity that is bigger than the Ngwa people, sitting on 7 local governments. I want to stop there. Now, under the charter, for instance, it was proposed that if and when that Abia was created, there should be rotation of power among the component units. And rotation of power was not defined to mean governor.
Okay.
It included governor, key offices of government, Secretary to State Government. Today they have the Chief of Staff. They have key ministries, finance, local government, and things. That charter said, Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Chief Judge of the state. That charter captured all of them and said, under no circumstance would they remain in one part. But when this new Abia came, of course, like I said, it was not scripted for this Abia. And the operation of that state, the Abia state we have today, never took recourse to the Charter of Equity in any manner, such that until now, there are certain key offices that nobody from the Old Aba division ever occupied, from the creation of Abia until now. One of it is the office of governor. The Old Aba division was perpetually assigned the office of a deputy governor, as if that is what they all studied in school. And then, take this office they created of the Chief of Staff. Nobody from here was ever there. Nobody from here was local government commissioner for local government. Nobody from here was commissioner of finance. Nobody from here was head of service of the state. Nobody from here was chief judge of Abia. So many things. There was a time that one Justice Ofonre,
yeah,
she's from Ohofia. She's married to Ohofia, but she's from Gunabo. She was due to be made chief judge of Abia State. The powers that be then sat on it and made sure that for over 3-4 years, nobody became chief judge. They were doing 3 months rotation of that office because the Constitution created that loophole until eventually the woman died. So that has been the operation of the Abia Charter of Equity. Understandably, because that charter was not tailored for this Abia. Okay. So the people were just ruling from their head. Now, the Abia people reasoned that it would be proper for us to allow power to go around. Because the NGWA people say, live and let live. We had it in our minds that we are going to have power shift, not on the basis of the charter, but on the literal basis of fairness. And the governorship, we are discounting the military regime, under which no Ngwaman, of course, no Ngwaman was governor. But when democracy came, it started again from where the power had been, from Abia North, with Ojo Carlo as the governor. Everybody in this state knew that I was a goalkeeper in that government. I supported him, we supported him. The Kwangwa people supported him massively. And they were controlling everywhere, up to who will be councillor in our various wards here. And after him came T.A. Oji, who was his chief of staff, from the same old band block. And then it became imperative that the power should shift to the Kwangwa block. Now, shifting to Kwangwa block, many people who are conversant with what happened in Abia would have known that I was eventually personally encouraged to aspire to run for governor, and I did. And after a point, the then governor called me, who also encouraged me to start, and said they want to push it to Abia South, which I also saw as being fair. And then that was what threw up Dr. Okezi Ibazon as the governor of Abia State. Now, what disqualified me, I was holding, I was here in Abia South as secretary to local government, as member House of Assembly and Deputy Speaker, and as member House of Representatives. But when it came to governorship, they said, no, because you are born from Isialangwa North, which is Abia Central, it will not be proper for Abia Central to succeed Abia Central. So, because after you, the Abia South people will still be agitating. The governor told me that from everything he has seen, I was widely accepted across the state, especially by the old Benue people and all that. So, and I saw reason in what he said, and we all came together, supported it with the emergence of Dr. Okezi Ibazon as the governor of Abia State. On the mantra of Okezu Abia, let the sharing go round, and it went round. But remember that a zone, a block, has been technically skipped and excluded. The Nkwa people in Abia Central, 3 local governments, they were not allowed to run in that. It was not an Okangwa ticket, it was Abia South ticket. Now, when it was coming from Old Bende, from Abia North, it didn't come to Abia Central. It came to the Umuahia block of Old Bende, and then went to this side. You earlier recounted that in Abia we have 17 local government areas, out of which 9 are from here, and 8 are from there. That is on that note. Now, in February last year, I think that was February 18th, yes, when PDP was doing their Congress, when it came to the zoning of the office of chairman in Umuahia, we all converged in the banquet hall. It was Chief T.A. Oji himself, the former governor, senator, that moved the motion that the seat of chairman of PDP be zoned to Ukwa part of Abia South, micro-zoning. Quite reasonably and logically, because there was no, there wasn't key position in the Ukwa area. The Ngwaman was holding the governor, another one was holding the Senate. Yes. So he micro-zoned from Umuahia. You know, that is not how political zoning is done. The proper thing to have done was to zone to Abia South. The Abia South, when they come back here, would be reasonable and fair enough that there must be accommodation for their brothers from Okwa. Because the Abia South is made of 3 blocks itself. It has the Obingwa block, made of Obingwa and Ugunabo. It has the Aba block, made of the Aba North and Aba South. And it has the Okwa block, made of Okwa East and Okwa West. But try from Umuahia, because they wanted to ensure that Zurabia, you understand, that it got down to that place. Instead of zoning to Abia South, they zoned it to Abia, Okwa, part of Abia South. And that's how Ashifrokere emerged as the state chairman. And I drew the attention of that august body that what we have just done is micro-zoning and that it was fair. So that when the time comes, we should also look at other areas that have been skipped for one reason or the other. And of course, nobody knows that. Everybody knows that. The Ngwa people in Abia Central, the old Aba divisional people in Abia Central, became like the Bermuda Triangle, or like a dark spot that was avoided by everybody. So under the UKWA mantra, the only fair thing to do was what the party did this time. They now said, okay, what to do in this regime, we will give opportunity to, one, the Abia Central part of Aba Division and the Abia North part of Old Bendi Division.
As deputy.
No. They gave them chance to contest for that ticket.
Okay.
So that if the Abia Central man wins it, definitely next time it should move to Abia North. And if you went the other way around, let that consciousness be created that there is a zone, a block in this place that has never tested that position, has never been given the opportunity to test it from the creation of the world till now. Something is significant that you may want to note. That from 1999 till now, that's why I said we had that zoning in our head. It was not on the basis of the Charter of Equity. In the 2 elections contested by Ojo Zokalo, people from other zones contested it as well. But because it was in the consciousness of the people that we would want it to go to Abia North, not minding that people offered themselves, when it came to campaigning and voting, the critical stakeholders came together and ensured that he went to the right place. When it came to Abia Central, for the 2 times that DAOJ contested, people from Abia North also contested. And for the 2 times that Ibazo has been there, people from Abia North, we have some constants in each election. If you have not seen their posters, know that it's not likely that elections are going to hold. Take somebody like IKONNE Menike. In every election, season of election has been done in this country from 1999. IKONNE Menike's posters will always be there. And he has a way of putting his posters. He says if they climb to the top of the electric pole and put it there so nobody can remove it. So that those posters will still be there until immediately after the election, he starts pressing for the new one. That one is there. So he doesn't bother about which zone is running and all that. Then Oti, you know that Oti, Dr. Alex Oti, a fine gentleman if you ask me, has contested every election and never gave regards to any form of zoning of power shift. UCHE, since he started, he said God told him that he's going to be governor. So he has contested every election. So there has been no election that came and people from the other zone fold their hands and say, we are not participating.
Okay, Honorable, let's take it there. Now, talking about Ojuzo from Abia North, and like we rightly pointed out, we have Okwangwa block, and then we have the Old Bende. And maybe for political convenience, 3 local governments from the Okwangwa block, and then 3 local governments from Old Bende that formed the Abia Central. That is Uisioma, Iselangwa North and South, yes. And then IKONNE, Omaya North and Omaya South. And now, that is to say what we have now Old Bende Central and
Okwangwa Central or Old Aba Central.
Old Aba Central.
Exactly.
Now, when he
4 legs.
Yes. Now, when he finished, the thing, according to one of us, Moses will always say, the thing trekked. He didn't run.
No, he didn't run, and he didn't jump.
Yeah, he didn't jump.
Trekken.
He trekked to Old Bende Central. Abia North Central.
Exactly.
And now, that is why I was talking about equity, because I think there is still equity.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying the equity of it is that power devolved from Old Bende North to Old Bende Central, and moved to Old Aba South, and it has to come to Old Aba Central, and will also trek back to Old Bende. That's what it should be. We'll also trek back to Old Bende. Now, I think there was an issue you raised. You talked about the Elders Council.
Yes.
Endorsing.
Yes. I really want to come to that, because the area you cleared now is very important. Knowing that because the thing trekked from Old Bende to Old Bende Central, and now moving to Okwangwa South. That is, and they had to trek also from Okwangwa South to Okwangwa Central, where it is now, as far as PDP is concerned.
That is the precedent.
That is also equity.
That is the equity. That's why I say it is the Okezua Abia. That as it is, Abia is standing on 4 legs, not on 3 legs.
Not on 3 legs.
And in these 4 legs, in terms of majority, this other half still has 9 local governments. The other half, that has 2 legs too, has 8 local governments. And nothing would have been more unequitable, nothing would have been more unfair, nothing would have been more unjust than to lump these 9 local governments into one, give them 1 share out of 3, and now give these other 8 local governments 2 shares out of 3 at any point in time. So this is equity in practice. Like I said earlier, it's not written in any book, and it's not guided by any book, but we have it in our subconsciousness that this is what we do, and it will be fair in Abia. When it moves to Abia North, they also have some smaller groups there that are agitating. We have the Super Top people, we have the Arochukwu people. Do you understand? And when they move to Abia North, all of us in Abia will also join, because you're talking about electing the governor of Abia State, not the governor of any ethnic group. So we'll also join and look at all the candidates that will come up there, come out then, and decide on what we think should be fair and just in Abia State. So
all right, before we go on break, let us look at the Okwalangwa Elders Council. This council is made up of elders from the 9 geopolitical local government, and that is why it's called that. And before now, when the heat up of the contest, there were a lot of sons of this Okwalangwa who were directly involved. Some of them are now in various political parties. And do you think the Okwalangwa Elders Council coming up to adopt a particular candidate, do you think it's justifiable?
Nothing else could have been done to meet the terms of justice in this situation. Like I said, in all the previous elections, people from anywhere can aspire. But at the end of the day, the owners of Abia State, who are the voters and the leaders, will look inwards and say, where should this thing go? And they guide all of us to get to that place. Now, when you go to that place, you look out for the best material in that place at that particular point in time, and then support him. Now, in this case, the Okwalangwa Elders Council, you have called them elders. They are elders. All of us are elders by our various ages, and the grace God gave us to accomplish one thing or the other. Now is an organized context where we don't have to spread our resources too wide, where we have to come together to choose the person that we consider to be the best in the circumstance. We know all our sons, and we know what that office is for the purpose of Abia State. Because if you are from here and you go and you don't govern well, it can bring costs to us and regret and block the way for other people from this area to go. So that is why it is right for them to come together to look at all of them and say, look, of all of you, given this and that, this is the right person to be there. Let me tell you, their choice of Professor Eleza IKONNE from Aburuken Zulu in Isialangwa North local government area You may have known that Isialangwa is the traditional ancestral home of the Ngwa people. We and Isiopara in Alangwa. Any village in Ngwa land that does not have a root in some part of Isialangwa, maybe is a settler. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because every village in Ngwaland, traditional village in Ngwaland, has a link in that place. Now, if it is coming to that zone for the first time, to that block for the first time, it is only fair now that in this opera will first choose. Because our people say, if the foolish opera is not dead, the other one follow him who is too wise. So we still have to wait. That is what it is in that case. The other way you look at it is that we are playing partisan politics. It's not just any party you go and fly and say our people. We know that the party that can never win election in Nigeria, not so soon, not in 2023. So if you are running from there, our people who don't take you serious, we don't believe you are running for anything. All over. So there's no way the elders council will come and endorse any candidate from that place.
No matter how good the person.
No matter how good you are, because we are not running what do you call it, individual candidates, independent candidates. Do you understand? Yeah. We are looking at the structure you have in place that will deliver you. Like PDP has made a choice now. You see that many people in OPD, the leaders, divisional leaders, who are in PDP, are all working very hard to ensure that the PDP candidate wins. They are not looking at him as the individual he is, Prof. IKONNE. They are also not looking at him as Onye Okwangwa. They are looking at him now as the PDP candidate, knowing that the only way this power will get back to them is by this candidate winning, so that next time, definitely, there is no way it can be that block again coming. Now, looking inwards into Abia Central, you asked, who are the candidates that are running? Prof. IKONNE is the first-line candidate across the state. Down here, we have my brother, my younger brother, who holds me in very high esteem, and I love him too, Engineer Nana Mwafo, who is running under YPP. Yeah. Everybody knows that it's not possible for YPP to win governorship election in Abia State. As other parties like PDP are campaigning for votes, they are campaigning for party members. You see their billboards, they say, join YPP. Yes. While others who are already constituted, as they call someone and say, please come and be our ward chairman, come and at this time. So that will tell you that they are not there to win the election. So there's no way the Okwangwa Elders Council can endorse such party when you have an entrenched, outstanding candidate in an entrenched party. That is on that. Two, that division is made up of, that block is made up of 3 local governments. Yeah. Isialangwa North, Isialangwa South, and Osisioma. Apart from Isialangwa being the opera, you will realize that Osisioma is part of the Obiomangwa block. That the present member representing Osisioma Obingwa, Osisioma Gunabo, is Solo Adhelu, who is from Osisioma. So there are still one federal constituency, just like what Alex Oti did. Alex Oti is from Arochukwu, and he's running for governorship. He picked somebody from Ohofia as his deputy. Arochukwu and Ohofia make one federal constituency. So there is no way you can achieve.
That is
I'm coming. I'm coming, sir. He said the name of
his recent claim. He said it's from.
Well, you say you call it claim. I told you that. I told you that in 2014, when I was up to run for governorship, that I was reminded by the people who called me up and said, no, because you are from Isialangwa, there's nobody who doesn't know his root. Anybody who has forgotten, who doesn't know his root, is dead. Because your root is your identity. It defines your character and everything. So that is it. So moving power from Obingwa to Osisioma is the same thing as Onye Arochukwu using Onye Ohofia as running mate, which means that the 2 big offices are still in one place. I want you to understand why the Okwangwa Elders Council and other bodies, I will tell you many other bodies that have done the same, didn't have difficulty in agreeing that the proper person to be there now, to have the massive support of the bloc, is Professor UCHE IKONNE. He has a pedigree. He has antecedent of performance in various offices that he has occupied. He is at home very accessible. His impact has reached every nook and cranny of every family in Abia State. It's not about UKWA. I remember the day I went with him to Ben. They took it as their own project because he has served them. He has served their sons loyally and faithfully. He has served the Umuahia people loyally and faithfully. He was Vice Chancellor to Professor Ogbeago, Professor S.O.Iwe, Professor NGWA, and who again? Were his masters that he served while he was in the school. And all of them agreed to support him to become the Vice Chancellor after them. And as Vice Chancellor, each time I went to his clinic in Umuahia, I will always see those old people like a homecoming. They feel relaxed. So they feel that it is their own son now that is running. So Prof. IKONNE's acceptability is not ethnic-based. It's not about the old UKWA Elders Council. The Aba Divisional Forum, led by Letio Nkire, they have done this. They have fixed a public meeting for, I think, for 26th or so. The Aba State Movement, which is a Aba People's Movement, headed by Nayad Helu and Ezelov Nwogu, and Engineer Eroba of OPA. All of them. They converged in the residence of Nayad Helu 2 weeks ago. I can remember, just like 2 weeks ago, with people from the 9 local governments, including those residents in Owerri. And they came and endorsed Professor IKONNE as the candidate, the official candidate of the UKWA bloc. That is the gift we are giving to Abia State. Many other bodies outside this. We have, the other time I witnessed the LOGLA, the Local Government Ladies Association, headed by Mrs. Irene, Chief Mrs. Irene Eku. I think Irene Eku is from UCHE or so. With the 17 LGA chapter presidents of LOGLA, Local Government Ladies Association, at the residence of Prof. IKONNE. And they say they came to give account of what they have done already on their own, and to assure him that they are with him. Yesterday, if you came close to Aba Town Hall, you would have seen the mammoth crowd that greeted that place when the Aba people. The Aba people are not the indigenes. The Aba people are everybody in Aba. You come there, you see all sections. You see all the town unions. You see everybody. And they came and spoke one after the other to endorse Professor Eliezer IKONNE for governor, endorse Governor Okezie Ikpeazu for Senate, and endorse the other PDP candidates, because they understand that governance is a team job. For you to achieve result, it must be a team.
All right, we just have about a minute to go on break right now. Shortly before we go, I want to ask, talking about Okwalangwa, what level of or degree of relationship exists between the two? I ask this because even talking about the general acceptability or acceptance of Professor IKONNE, one of the governorship candidates from Umuahia picked a person from OPA as a deputy. So what is the relationship?
You are going very far. The governorship candidate of ABGA, Greg, picked Ichita from Abahia as his running mate.
Yeah,
you understand?
Ichita is not of Upangwa, so...
Ichita is an indigene of Aba. Ichita is an indigene of Aba. You see, you don't even know. Ichita is an indigene of Aba. He's an indigene. He's not like me that came from Isialangwa. He's an indigene of Aba. And he is Greg's running mate. So, there was no, I think it was...
This guy of APC.
Of the APC.
Yes.
Yes, that picked...
From...
You know that the APC candidate cannot even win in his ward in Umuahia. And you know the person he picked from Okwa. If I ask you now, you may not be able to say the name. So he's not an identifiable person that, so there's no way you can take such person to represent any group in Okwa. Let me tell you, many people just want to be on the ticket of a party. So that in future, like one young boy used to do, anytime he sees me, he say, I am this person. Oh, it's my wife, he used to tell. I'm the one that I contested for house with your husband. So for him, it became a status symbol. I think that's what many people are driving at. The Okwa people, as a people, have no doubt. They have cordial relationship with the Ngwa people, and they believe they started this. If you follow the development of this project, it was Don Opani. Don Opani was the mouth and the face of this project. The state chairman of the party today is Ashifuro Okere. He's from Ukwa East. The chairman BOT Board of Trustees, the chairman PDP Board of Trustees in Abuja is Adolphus Mwabara. He's from Ukwa. The Director General of UCHE campaign, that's Professor IKONNE SDG, is Ashifuro Okere. Is Chinedum Elechi, from Ukwa West. They are at the forefront as a people of this. When I was calling out names of people who combined in the house of Nanya Telu to adopt and endorse Professor IKONNE, I mentioned Engineer Eroba, Engineer Okore Eroba, exactly, Engineer Okore Eroba, who is a very strong and prominent in the group we belong to. We don't tell people the name, but it's one of the critical groups. The deputy chairman in that body is Right Honorable Emeka Stanley from Ukwa East, yes. And on and on and on. The Ukwa people are happy with, particularly the government of Dr. Kezien Ibazu, that ensured that there was even distribution of positions and things. Today, after Professor IKONNE is Vice Chancellor, and Okaman is the Vice Chancellor of the university. So we have that synergy among ourselves.
Okay, our wonderful viewers, we're going to go on a very short break. Stay and don't go away. And when we come back, issues of the moment will continue.
Allow me to enjoy myself. I love you. Oh, yeah.
Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain cum Serie A, Italy cum Bundesliga, German League 1, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off IKONNE Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
I love you. Oh, yeah. Allow me to enjoy myself. I love you. Oh, yeah.
Have you heard that Living Television, the latest satellite station on SatView channel, is received all over Nigeria and Africa? You can watch Living Television on every free-to-air HD decoder, including Strong HD and CSAT HD. Why keep paying for monthly subscriptions when you can have fun for free? With Living Television, you can watch lots of wrestling, football, documentaries, and Nigerian films, including discussions and debates on current Nigeria issues. Watch free live matches on La Liga Spain cum Serie A, Italy cum Bundesliga, German League 1, and French matches on over 80 premium channels. Wow! You can also sponsor your programs such as live church services and crusades, political rallies, burial and wedding ceremonies, promotional interviews, announcements, advertisements, documentaries, and commercials. We are situated at number 1 Judges Street off IKONNE Road, Aba, Abia State. For further enquiries, call 0805 367 3900. Signed, Management.
I love you. Oh, yeah.
viewers. I'm glad you're still there watching Living Television. It's still your favorite program, Issues of the Moment. And we have our guest, a special guest today, Right Honorable Uzo Azubike, with us today. Remember, the lines, our phone lines are now open. You can call in, ask your questions, and make your contributions, and they will be taken care of. And remember, the phone line is 091-682-84994. I take it again, 091-682-84994. Call in and make your contributions. Right Honorable, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
We are back again. Now, I'm talking about this contest, and we are meant to understand that about 2 Opalanga songs. Sorry, let's take this. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
You're welcome to Living TV, Issues of the Moment. Your name and where you're calling from, then your contribution or question.
Thank you. My name is Bala Chedusin. I'm calling from Eastern North.
Okay.
Good morning, our guest in the house, Right Honorable Osasuke.
Good morning, Chedosia.
Go ahead.
Good morning, Chedosia.
That's network.
Yes.
All right. What I was asking is, considering the number, about 2 prominent sons of Opalanga are involved in this contest come 2023. Do you think their presence and contest will in any way affect the emergence of Professor IKONNE?
Certainly not. One, you already said it that the Opalanga Elders Council have keyed behind one person. And you started wondering why. The reason is because we know that we do not have to dissipate our energy and lean resources. We know that 2 of them cannot be governor. So we have to show that we prefer this person to go now, while the other person keys up until it is God's time for him to go. Apart from that, aspiration is individual. But their individual aspiration cannot give you position. What will give you position is when people buy into it and own it up. And that is what has happened in the case of Professor IKONNE. Our people have taken ownership of Professor IKONNE's aspiration. So it is no longer his aspiration, it is the aspiration of the Opalanga people for equity and justice. Secondly, there are other candidates in other parties. In Umuahia, they have up to 3 persons also running. Within that small block, they have up to 3 persons running. In UCHE alone, you have Oga is there. You have Greg Ibe is there. You also have another one, either general or something. In UCHE alone, they have 3 candidates also running. We have like about 15 candidates that are running for governorship. It is, I'm not sure of the precise number, but they are huge. So it's not just those 2. So if in the whole of this place, we have 2 persons that are running, and we've been able to achieve harmony and consensus among ourselves by saying, officially, this is the one we support for now. I don't think that that will pose a threat to the success of the campaign. When you add it to the fact that PDP is a deep-rooted party that has structures and membership, that they know what loyalty in a party means, and they know that the future of those other zones succeeding through PDP, where it's not just a matter of flying a ticket, will depend on their ability to deliver PDP in this election, so that immediately after this season, definitely the power must shift, whether you like it or not. If it was zoned to Abia Central, Ngwa part of Abia Central, and Abia North, and then Ngwa part of Abia Central has taken it now, it means that imperatively after now, it should shift to Abia North. And so the Abia North people know that their success lies in their ability to work hard, and that is what they are already doing, to ensure that that Abia Central candidate of the PDP wins. So I don't see the participation of another person in that context as a threat. The other candidate, you didn't tell me who the prominent candidate is, and you didn't tell me. If you told me, I would have told you some other thing.
Okay, what I want to ask, and you're saying the party PDP is not perturbed by even the presence of the man contesting in YPP?
No. I've already told you that parties' elections are run on structures. YPP has no structure anywhere. That it is now they're trying to build structures that when PDP is canvassing for votes, they are canvassing for party members. You can understand the difference.
I do.
Yes. And you also realize that those running were also part of PDP.
Yes.
Now my brother and my friend ran for governorship under PDP, and he didn't succeed. Before this governorship, all of us were together in that demand that this power should move to Umunna Tongwa. We are all together in it with Ncheto Omereke, who remained back in PDP. You will realize that many of people who supported Nana in the primaries didn't go out with him. They are still here. So, at the end of the day, you can see that there is no bitterness in this context.
Okay.
Among them.
There is something that happened. I listened. I heard myself, not hearsay. Ncheto Omereke was on Magic FM for more than a month, announcing that his name was, erroneously
added in the campaign council.
In the campaign council. That he has no business with that, and that he's not supporting, that in due course he will mention who he wants to support, in as much as he remains in PDP and this Akutiku is his friend.
With due respect to everybody, that is the loudness of ignorance.
Okay.
That is the loudness of ignorance. Now, Ncheto Omereke is a voter like any other voter, and he has only his vote. All the people who supported him in the primaries immediately emerged, moved, because they are not supporting him, they supported him as an aspirant in PDP. And as soon as PDP choose the candidate, they all moved and remained in the party. Like he himself has also remained in the party. I heard him say he's supporting Atiku. I don't know what that means. Because I don't see us pulling our votes together in one basket and give it to Ncheto Omereke and say, go and deliver to Atiku or to any other candidate. What he's simply saying is, as far as governorship is concerned, I am silent. That's what he's saying. And it is natural in that circumstance. That poses no threat, no harm of any sort. When for instance, when the Zulu people wanted to pay solidarity visit to Prof. IKONNE, his elder brother, Elder Darlington Omereke, contributed 100,000 naira to that, to say, Prof, I'm in support of your aspiration to be governor of Abia State. When his brother was on radio saying, I don't support you. See, democracy is a business of number. It has to do with people. What makes you a leader is not you being in front. No. Leadership is not defined by being in front. Leadership is defined by having people behind you. If you are moving and you don't have people behind you, coming behind you, you are no longer a leader. You may be a ruler, but you cannot be a leader. So that is it. Ncheto Omereke is one voice like any other person. But what matters in this circumstance is the collective position of the people, which they have expressed in no mistakable terms that Prof. IKONNE is the candidate adopted by the NGWA. It is the gift we are giving to Abia, because he's a candidate we are sure of. We know what he will do as governor, that at the end of the day, every Abia man will be happy.
At a point in this administration, you were the Commissioner for Agriculture. And a lot of people who saw, those who know your antecedent, said that that was the highest boom of agriculture in Abia State then.
By the grace of God.
And shortly after that, you left. Was there any problem?
No. They say life is a stage where every man plays a part. When you come on the stage, you put in your best, you show what you can do, and you give chance for other people to also come and display, because you don't compare one thing. While I was there, even those who said they were my enemies called me and said, we must confess that you are the best commissioner for agriculture this state ever produced. One person who never pretended about his hatred for me, we were friends, and I don't know what happened. Well, ambition, future. So he called me and said, look, we give that to you. No commissioner of agriculture and no commissioner can match what you did. So I didn't leave out of...
Honorable, sir. Hello, this is Living TV Issues of the Moment. Your name, where you're calling from, your question, and then our contribution.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
My name is Dr. John Ihama. I'm calling from Aba, but I'm commissioner in Wasau.
Okay.
My beloved brother, Right Honorable Barrister,
Dr. John Dewo.
Namuke,
Adam Mao.
I am Polo to
Thank you.
and I got you work on I think I can make it go there. How about I do in the way I am a neighbor? Whenever I'm
Thank you.
I'm the Cabane proposition number. I support you because of the kind in the Kialangwa, north and south. Then Monaba, for a very long time, this line in the Rabia, but upon the line that are going to lead to Kutiko go to this tower, make all sure land. Ojingwa, Agala. Ikelangwa, Ngakwanyago. If you can Yaka, you know, Ikelangwa, Namona, Rume, open. Every time you go to India, that you are those India, that you are from the different Patapo. I know you are not for a trade. So that you get about you, but I got about this way. We have all achievements at Gabriela. I don't know about I carry about a carry. Everybody in Yaka, every can walk. This is where it is going to be, and by the special grace of God, I remember.
Emaila. Kembo Hende Mambala, Profsico Nende Gwempa, Agro, participatory governance. Yambu, Ijan Nemado, Roti Kurubo, Ijakuno say, Uzole Nebeka in Peking Kachanyampa. Ude Yaka Liti on Silicon Chengarania, so that contract ombia. Yeah, the loyal to you. Many times I've been to stranger. Ndin no ban de hold on abu ho went ranya wa odin ho limitante. Under participatory governance, communities will take ownership of their various projects. But Kembe Yokumbala, Dr. Kesi Bason, Abali Ala Tundema, Leronzo, Obali Ala, Ipigaria Buru, although they are not Chantos or Lilen Nolabia, Ipigaria Buru to Alabanande, Egehuna, Ebelema Lozong Alegadu, Dr. Ibazon, Aaron Chale, a monotra for lab, after Fumimaba, Kembe Zoku, Msilo Lomfuta, Lobo Hill, Lomola, Maba Obikaba Junction, Maboza for Bingwa. Futanga maba kena fosi choma extra those are be with hisi for yabu those on that had for before onye odom biago
You cannot compare, nobody can
yes
compare.
so onye odom biago ye may continue okwa ndika ha ọrụ anu lo ga ga enu ndị ọhọ ye nwe mmepe agbasa karịa ọ bịa nwa nsese ka oke nzu abịa ọ ga zuo round ndewo.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, yeah, Honorable, we were saying something about
Yes, I'm about to say that I didn't live in anger, that I stepped out so that we can also allow people to come and test their talents, their capabilities, and all that. And you can see that since I left as Commissioner, Abia has still been moving on.
Yes. What about the Ministry of Agriculture?
Yes, the truth is that once I leave a place, I don't bother myself going back to that place. Since I left the National Assembly, I've not crossed the gate of National Assembly. Anything I need to be done there, I call my friends who are there, and they deliver it to me wherever I am. Because by the grace of God, I made a mark in that place. Everybody that went to the house from there, ABCK would tell you, any other person would tell you, that once you say you are from Abia, from I say, Ozo, and all that. So, I've not bothered to go and see what is happening in Abia. But I hear people say that those projects were not sustained. But it's possible that people who are there now have a different vision that they are pursuing. The important thing for me is that whenever I have an opportunity, I'll put in my best and stop. I don't take the opportunity to judge any other person.
Okay, sir. Yeah, talking about Prophet IKONNE, who PDP believes will be coming into power in 2023. What are the things on ground by Okezie Ikpeazu that they think is enough that will sell him?
Well, first, you are building on the wrong premise. Okezie Ikpeazu is not Abia State, and he's not the owner of Abia. I'm coming, and he's not the owner of Abia State. Okezie Ikpeazu is not PDP, and he's not the owner of PDP. Even if he was, he is not Professor Eliezer Uche IKONNE. What I'm saying is that the success of IKONNE will not depend on Okezie Ikpeazu. It will depend on the quality of person that is running. That is, we are going to put our future into his palms. Having said that, I will tell you that one of the greatest achievements of Okezie Ikpeazu is his ability to have such self-confidence to produce a worthy successor in the person and personality of Professor IKONNE. It's a great success because, let me tell you, the first question you asked me, these are the things you did in Ministry of Agriculture. Why are they not sustained? That's what you asked. So that will tell you that any leader is able to put a successor, a quality successor, has recorded much success. Because it means, one, that the good, and it means that those ones, either for reason of time or paucity of resources or whatever, he could not accomplish, will certainly be done by the subsequent administration. Okay, for him to have confidence, to pick a person and personality of Professor IKONNE, who you know cannot be ordered around by anybody, shows the self-confidence he has himself and shows that he means well for Abia State. Having said that, now you compare infrastructural development in Abia State from 1999 till date. No governor has matched what Okezie Ikpeazu did. No governor, not OUK, not DA, or UCHE. If you go to Umuahia, with due respect, you see the roads, internal roads done in Umuahia on sand. Go, they have all been washed off. But look at the roads Ikpeazu is doing in Abia. Anyone he puts first drainage and make sure that the roads are stable. It can take him a long time to do, but he makes sure that he does a quality job. Let me tell you, one of our friends, the governor of Sokoto State, once called me, I'm telling you, to ask me how is Okezie getting money to be doing this. We observe that all his roads have drainage and all that. In terms of numbers, you live in Aba, and you know the topography of Aba, you know the terrain, you know the road network of Aba before Okezie came in. You know that if you enter Obo Hill now, most of the roads there have been done. You know that there is interconnectivity, that you cannot connect. Like me, I went to Mbausi the other time. I drove from this place to Umeka, passed through Asia Mamfose, up to Asia, then joined Mbausi without hitting the express road. That is the good handiwork of
Honorable, let's take this down. Hello, this is Living TV, and the program is Issues of the Moment. Your name and where you're calling us from. Then your contribution or question.
Good afternoon, Living TV.
Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, go ahead. We are hearing you.
I'm calling from Owarenta.
My namesake, Ndewo.
That is honorable. Thank you.
Nde.
Now,
for Kwemana,
that's why I call.
Okay. Makabu Numbubli Yagara Kokelozo.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure having you, sir.
God bless you.
Welcome, sir. Please, I want to ask one question. My question is, what are the settings that the government of Abia State have set up for schools concerning the food next year?
Did you get the question?
Concerning the what, the vote?
What are the settings that the federal government and the Abia State government have set up for the vote next year?
Okay, the settings for
the
vote.
The vote.
Vote.
The what?
Voting for 2023 election. What is the plan of the federal government and the Abia State government?
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll get back to your question immediately, but let me say that the greatest achievement of Okezie Ikpeazu is the security we are enjoying in Abia State today. Yeah. Abia is the most secured state. And the promotion of enterprise, medium and small scale. You know, Abia people are traders. We are artisans. And today he has promoted it so much that the Aba man is proud to be an Aba man. We are proud of what we produce and what we wear. That is sowing into the lives of the people. Now, getting back to my brothers and friends' question on the plans for next election, definitely 25th of February has been set down for national elections. That is presidential election, senatorial election, and House of Representatives elections. And on the 11th of March, set down for the election of Professor IKONNE as the governor of Abia State with the 24 members of the State House of Assembly. Presently, INEC is distributing voters' cards. Those who registered and have not collected their voters' cards should go to INEC office in their various local government areas to collect the cards. But from the 6th of January, INEC will move to the wards, various wards, the collation centers, to continue with the distribution of those cards. If I were to suggest, I would have asked INEC, because it's not convenient for somebody to run so many miles to go and look for one voter's card, that INEC should, as soon as possible, devolve the distribution of voters' cards, at least down to the collection center, so that people can have it. But whatever the case, I want to encourage all registered voters to go and pick their voters' cards. Many people who are boasting that this man will go or the other man will not go don't have voters' cards. Some were not registered, some still have their temporary voters' cards, and all those other self-inflicted exclusion from voting. Let us all go and do our own, and I know that come the 11th day of March 2023, God will do his own by delivering Prophet UKWA as the next governor of Abia State, and then we'll witness tremendous progress in Abia State.
All right, Honorable, before we go for today, because of our time, we've had enough about the UKWA, the support of the Elders Council, and why it's so. But there is do I call it agitation, that has been going on between those who fall out of the Elders Council, that the PDP, or rather the Elders Council, and those who formed it and those who are part of the Elder Council are more or less automatic members of PDP. How true is that statement?
Well, my problem first is understanding the statement, because incidentally, I'm on that platform. I have never attended any meeting of the Elders Council. Okay. I can't even tell you who they are. I see that body as any other group. That's why when you talk about them endorsing Prof. IKONNE, I say, yes, very good, because it's a mixed body. But there are also every other group. There is no other group in England that has not endorsed Prof. UCHE IKONNE. Having said that, groups will normally have internal disagreements. It's normal. Sometimes one wakes up and you find yourself disagreeing with yourself. Sometimes you extend that self-disagreement to your wife and to people around you. It's just normal. It doesn't show that there is crisis. No. It's just a matter of time, and whatever internal things you have, you resolve it. Like in this case, there is no noise. Sometimes people will be struggling for positions within the group. Just like the wranglings you hear in political parties sometimes doesn't have anything to do with the ideology or manifesto of the party. It has to do with who is where in the party. Because when people feel that this thing is succeeding, like they know that IKONNE is going to be governor now, people want to say at the end, we were the group. Do you understand? I was leader of the council. So that can just be their little problems. But I can assure you that everywhere, meaning NGWA, the person said to be on the other side was Dr. Max Ndagibe. Now, when the Zulu people were going to pay solidarity visit to Prof. IKONNE to congratulate him for his emergence, Dr. Max Ndagibe contributed 100,000 naira on the platform. So, but when you go on the media, you read different things. No, it's not how it is. We are together because we know the quality of the product that we are giving to Abia State that will make us proud.
Now, so sorry before we go, sorry, let it not, it may sound rhetoric, but what do you think is the major reason? Because as we speak, he was the pioneer chairman of that Elders Council, but as we speak, he's no more there.
Well, I wouldn't want to talk about an organization from outside, okay, because I'm not in that organization, and that organization does not determine what the NGWA people do. Okay. We have too many groups. 2 weeks ago, I was in Lagos, where the NGWA Social Club, which is a foremost elite group of the NGWAs in Lagos, convened all NGWA town unions at the police command, police college premises, and they, in one voice, resolved to endorse Prof. IKONNE as the next governor, and then Dr. Okezim Azun as the senator for Abia South Senatorial Zone, considering that he seems to be a president in Nigeria. Apart from our confidence that Dr. Azun has command of language to present the case of his people in the National Assembly, which is all you need. He has it. Nobody doubts that he is very oratorial and very intelligent. So he can do that job very well. They also consider that Senator Ojo Zokalo finished as governor and went to the Senate. He missed it the first time because instead of going to the Senate, he ran for president. Then when he realized himself, he retracted, and he's now in the Senate. They realized that G.A. Oji finished as governor, and he is in the Senate. So there is no way Ibazun will finish as governor. I asked him to come and stay at home. Like I always say, or here.
Okay, finally, please, we are through. Talking about the Senate, the senator for Apia South Senatorial Set. A man had been there for upward of 16 years or thereabout. And then, do you think it is just going to be an easy runover for the governor of Abia State, Dr. Keze Mazu?
Nothing is easy in life.
Okay.
And no election is easy. Election is a context. Even a madman has friends and supporters. So you cannot dismiss anybody with the wave of the hand. But nobody will also say because you are a Methuselah in any institution that people cannot make a change. I told I was Commissioner for Agriculture for 4 years, and after that I said, no, let's give chance to another person. And at a point I withdrew myself completely, so that other people can aspire and come to light. And that's what it is. It's not going to be easy, but there is no way PDP can lose the senatorial election in Abia South. If you were there yesterday in the town hall, you will understand it better. Because there are some people I thought ordinarily that they would have gone with Abaribe. These are his die-hard loyalists, die-hard. It's not just that they are still in PDP. I saw them struggling to put on the Okezin t-shirts and the caps, and dancing to make sure that they are seen. Such people cannot go at the back and call a meeting for you, not to talk about voting for you. Even if they decide to vote for you, their vote will be insignificant, because they have shown publicly that they are with the crowd. And because they have shown there, those who will be looking at their body language will certainly go with that expression which they have made. The other thing they do at the back goes to nowhere. Being in the Senate for 100 years means nothing, because it's not the Senate that appoints you. You are appointed from your constituency and sent to the Senate. Yeah. So if people who appoint you say, we are not going to appoint you again, oh, forget about it. I don't want to look at accomplishments, because there are questions people would ask ordinarily. It's not how long I have been there. You should be able to point to those things you did. I was in the National Assembly for 4 years. Within those 4 years, at least, I was able to tar 2 roads in Aba. I was able to do the power line. I was able to do the Orata Integrated Market Road within those 4 years. I was able to build health centers. I was able to build school blocks. I was able to build the auditorium in Abia State Polytechnic. I was able to build the ICT center in Abia State Polytechnic. I was able to equip it with 120 computer laptops. I was able to send 4 persons on scholarship, federal government scholarships overseas. I was able to give employment to at least 160-something people in the federal center, federal level. So it's not how long you were in that place that counts. It's what you can point to that you were able to do, that people see. That's what matters. And even if you have done the best, and people still say, let us try anybody, the widest room in the world, the largest room in the world is the room for change. So let's try another person.
All right, wonderful viewers, I'm sure you are satisfied with what has happened today in issues of the moment. And this is where we'll be calling it, this is where we'll be stopping for today. And remember, we are going to go back on the local government, and like we announced last week, that we're going to take a holistic look at the local government and how they have failed since the 1976 local government reform. We are going to do that immediately after now. And having been in the studio with me is Right Honorable Barrister Uzonchukwu Azubike.
Thank you very much, Prof. Thank you very much. Thank you, Prof. Thank you, viewers and listeners.
All right, this is where we are going to draw the curtain for today. I've been your anchorman, Chinedum Adiele. Until we come your way again, keep watching Living TV.